Welcome back to Double Dose. I'm your host, Daniel.
And I'm your host, Dipesh.
And we're here to take you from Earth to the top of the infinite staircase in Super Mario.
Oh, yeah,
You're going to get up there.
Do you know how they do that sound design?
Is it the looping effect where it feels like it's going up forever?
Yeah,
I forgot what that effect is called.
I can't remember what it's called, but it was used in a Nolan film, I think in Dunkirk or something. And it's like this cascading level where it's an audio trick, which makes it sound like it's constantly ascending, but it doesn't actually go that.
And it just kept
So
going
freaky.
forever. It was really good.
Was that where you went to the top of and there's Princess Peach's face and then it turned into Bowser? When you got too close?
They all did that.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
They all did that. That was such a wild experience for me when I played it the first time as a kid.
Oh, it was insane, dude. That was such a good game. I actually, I had a neighbor that lent me, dude, I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8. He lent me his Nintendo 64 for an entire year.
What a beast.
I know, so nice looking back at it. That's so nice. And he had Ocarina of Time and Super Mario 64 and some other games. And I just remember playing Super Mario 64 so much, dude. That's such a good game.
Yeah.
So
That was one that kind of broke the barrier of what people thought a game could be. I spent hours just running around the castle finding the secrets. It was such a cool little hub world.
For sure.
Yeah.
You could spend so much time in that game.
Yeah.
What a great concept to have so many different levels within a level.
Yeah. And I felt it was awesome experience just discovering what games could potentially be without any tutorials online or people telling you what to do. It was like you purely figured this out on your own.
Yeah.
And sometimes you go to your schoolmate and go, you can get that star behind that chomp in the thing.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, how, man?
Yeah.
How do you open it up?
That was so fun to do, hey. That was in the golden era where you'd buy game magazines and then they'd have maps and sheets of where to find every little hidden thing in every game.
And all you had to buy those, the instruction guides and really figure it out and go, man, this is really like intense.
Did you ever get really scared of the underwater levels with the big fish and eels
just
and
the
sharks?
eel thing a little bit.
Scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, that was pretty freaky.
I can't play those levels.
And the fire level where you would when he would be like woo-hoo-hoo, and then he'd be bouncing on the fire. That would trigger me. I'd be like, I want to get off.
Because he's just like in so much pain and bouncing just on the lava over and over again and you can barely control him back onto the thing. And then also once you get back onto the land, he's running around holding his ass and it's so hard to control him because my biscuits are burning.
Yeah, it was really good. I loved that game. I wish I could play it all over again and write my memory.
For sure.
That's how good it was. Okay, I got a game for you today, my friend.
Let's do it.
It's called Explain That Audio.
Okay. Mixing it up.
I thought the wife actually gave me this idea and said you should do just the audio because that way the viewers can enjoy. That's
a good idea.
Rather than being, okay, you have to describe what you see. It's like you'll be in on what the viewers are in. So what you're hearing now, you're going to hear for the first time and try and guess what's going on in this video just based on the audio alone.
Okay. Let me get
No, it will come through here.
It'll come through here? Okay.
It'll come through for the viewers and everything.
Okay.
So you tell me what you think is going on just based on this audio.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, first one.
So many thoughts coming to my mind. Okay.
Thoughts?
So many thoughts.
So many.
But I'm going to guess it was a waiter having a really shit time with a customer and he's gone to the back room where they hide the cutlery and stuff like that to let off some steam. And it's a closed like little corridor and it's just shelves of like cutlery and plates and china and glassware. And he's just flexing, breathing, trying to calm down. And he's shaking the shelves a bit and the glasses are clinking together. He's just like, that's what I'm picturing is happening.
Okay. Any other options?
Someone had an outdoor toilet and there's wind chimes in the background and he was passing a deuce.
Yeah, it sounds like wind chimes to me.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do one more time for the audience to hear.
Okay.
And then you can make your final judgment and we'll go. And I'll show you the video after that and we'll bring it up for the viewers who do it.
Okay.
And then you can explain what is actually happening.
Okay.
One more. There's just so much effort being put into this.
Needs to eat more fiber. Drink more water. Dude, that intro in Scary Movie where he's like, help me release this demon.
Yeah. One more guess. Final verdict.
I think it's something happening outside. There's some wind chimes going on, and he's either he's struggling to lift something onto something, and he's like, this is my last attempt. I'm going to give it my all, or outdoor toilet passing a deuce.
Very good.
Let's see.
Okay. The real answer shall be unfolded to you right now.
Okay. Oh, whoa, okay. So, for those listening, Daniel is showing me a video. There is a guy who's got like some home gym set up right now at home, and he is so equipped with every weight he could possibly put on his body. He's got a barbell on his shoulders with weights on it. He's holding a barbell with weights on it. He's got a chain around his neck with like a paint tin. He's got another chain around his neck with weights between his legs.
Let me zoom so you can see a bit more.
He's what else he's got here? He's got...
Bro, look what's connected to the end of the...
He's got baseball bat hanging off the weights. He's got... pretty much he went into his garage. He goes, how much shit can I strap onto my body? And also he looks like he's about to do a deadlift. Let's see what happens.
Look how much effort this man commands to put into the deadlift.
There's so much weight on him right now.
Look what he's going to pick up on top of this.
What do you got there? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's
another bar.
There's Crocs on it as well.
Yeah. There's a barbell connected to 4 different barbells.
How many kilos do you reckon that is?
That's like 150.
I feel like there's more.
No, if you go 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. That's it. That's
20,
like,
10, 10.
So that's what? That's 80.
Quick maths.
40, 80, 120. I'd say 150 kilos easily.
It looks a lot more. I definitely couldn't lift all that with all that weight
barbell on
hanging
his
on me.
Belt and then paint tin and then he's almost 200 kilos because there's like massive 20 kilo plates connected to that front of that barbell and he's got head clamp on.
Wow. There's a lot. We'll take a screenshot and put it on the screen for those of you watching. This guy is equipped. He's got so much going on right now and it's pretty impressive.
It's amazingly impressive.
Yeah.
And I just thought, holy fuck. You have explained that audio.
Well, Doyle rules!
Doyle rules. Okay, next one.
Okay.
You're going to have to tell me what you think is going on.
Okay. Okay.
That's it.
Okay, right. Look, I don't know why I'm going back to a restaurant again.
Yeah.
I'm picturing it's a European restaurant. They got the musician playing in the background, and I'm guessing someone's walking through holding a bunch of food, and they stack it. They drop all of it. You can hear some plopping going on, but the dude's just trying to make a buck, and he has to keep the atmosphere going, so he keeps playing through it all, even though something's definitely going on.
Yep. Any other options?
No, that's all I could think of for that one.
Once more, we're going to listen to it.
Okay.
Just for the viewers.
Sounded kind of painful. Someone got hit with something.
Someone got hit with something.
Yeah. And something dropped that was sloppy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty close, I think.
Okay, yeah, let's do a little bit of reveal.
Okay, reveal time. One more play for Dipesh.
Okay, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, he's still going. Okay, so there's this guy dressed as Spider-Man who's got a safety harness strapped to him, and he's walking off the side of a house or a building, which is only like one story.
I think he was trying to walk down the building.
Yeah,
right?
down the side wall. Like,
Yeah.
but so he's facing the ground as he's walking off the edge.
And the building's like 1 story tall.
Yeah.
It looks like it's in somewhere in Europe by the architecture, right?
And he's just playing the harmonica, and he slips. He goes slamming into the side of the building, and he continues to play.
Yeah.
Just being a good sport.
Yeah.
I think he has a concussion.
Probably.
Yeah.
He ends on that beautiful. He gets on the crescendo of that note.
Imagine when you went to Disneyland and the animatronics for that. You're telling me how advanced they were, and it was just that.
It's just that dude.
Yeah.
And falling in the same time every time. You have explained that audio.
Wait, what was the sloppy stuff falling?
That was the sound of the gutter breaking.
Oh, okay, wow.
It did sound like he fell.
Yeah.
So you was bang on with that one
Hell
pretty
yeah.
much, but except it wasn't in a restaurant. It did sound like it was a restaurant with how much stuff was going on.
There were some people in the background and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm an audio engineer. What can I say?
One more.
Wow. Okay. So a dude underwater. Something either happened to him and he's taking his anger out underwater, just yelling as hard as he can, or he's struck gold underwater and like he's found something and he's so excited and he's just like, but he sounded angry. So I'm leaning to more towards like he's pissed off and he's gone underwater to just let off some steam.
Okay. Once more.
And here was some swears. Okay, so yeah, he's pissed off.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
Okay, you got to see. Audience, cast your votes. Here we go.
Oh, dude, that pisses me off so much.
Right?
I hate that. Okay.
Right? That is so sloppy.
So this guy's in the public pool and he is just watching all the tiling work done, and all the tiles are like
And they're
an
tiny
inch by an inch.
Yeah, and they're very small, like blue,
Little squares.
white, dark blue, light blue kind of squares.
Yeah, there's a pattern, and
tiled
whoever's done this tiling work has just done a shoddy job. Like some of the white tiles are mixed with the blue, some of the and vice versa. It's all mixed up, and he's just pissed off. Dude, he's underwater. He's looking at it all, and look, as a designer myself, I can't stand that. I wouldn't be able to swim in that pool anymore.
No, I'd be that. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm out. Unless if you zoom out, it does have some significance. There's a big image, but yeah, not a fan of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were pretty close.
He was angry
Angry underwater. I felt like it was pretty clear.
Yeah.
It could have sounded like a fight was going on underwater. Like someone's fist fighting some motherfucker underwater.
I originally was picturing like he I don't know why I was picturing a guy in like a river and he's hurt himself underwater, but he was doing something that like he needed to do underwater, and he was like, it's almost like stubbing a toe.
Yeah.
That's what I was picturing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it was the same frustration, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. You have explained that audio.
Hell yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Awesome.
That's it. That's our game.
Lovely. I enjoyed that.
Quick little game to start it off.
I enjoyed that a lot, dude. Man, I have a few things to talk about. Something trending right now.
Yes.
Have you heard Amazon has bought the company iRobot that owns the Roomba?
Okay, I didn't know they bought it, but what I saw in the news was that there was some sort of connection with, they had a massive deal they bought, that they were selling really cheap Roombas to get the data of mapping your house.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know this was
I didn't know they bought the thing.
I didn't know this was a profession, but antitrust researchers and privacy experts say that it can scan the layout of your house. And
wow.
I'm not sure if that's for a higher government to know, or is it just like a marketing ploy, like we can sell things that will fit in your house?
I think it's data for Amazon. When I heard that, that article that you're talking about,
yeah.
What I've read and what I understand is that they learn more about you as a customer and more about how you're spending, how they can target the spending at you more so by just knowing the layout of your home and how big your home is.
Right.
So it's all about that data.
Because looking
I don't
at
think
a forum,
they're selling it to a government. I think they've got it for themselves.
Right, which makes sense. I mean, like looking at a forum, it looks like they're buying a lot of specialty products like Bluetooth doorbells and stuff like that with cameras,
Ring,
and essentially, I think just the whole home like tech, just so that I guess they can like almost be the top dog to give you everything that you need for your home. As a business that's thinking pretty long term and big.
But data is gold now too.
Mm-mm.
You know, Google are completely free and they're one of the richest companies in the world. All they have is data, which is now gold.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the new currency that all the companies want.
Yeah.
Even when, what I hate is like you sign up to a company. I go into a shop, I buy a t-shirt. What's your email address?
Yeah,
I go,
dude.
I'm not giving you my email address.
I don't want your
why
newsletter.
not?
I don't want your newsletter.
And I said, well, because you're going to send me spam and sell my data right off.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we won't. Oh, can you guarantee that?
Mm-mm.
Of course you can't.
And then
I say,
also,
I'm not giving you my data. I'm not giving you my details. But we're going to send you the email, the receipt. I got the receipt now. Thank you.
Yeah. And then also like you have to go out of your way to unsubscribe on the email. I don't want, like, it's funny to me to think like every company goes like in their head, they're like, you out of everyone, you will like our stuff the most. It's like, no, dude, everyone's doing what you're doing. You're just playing the game of business, and I don't want your emails. I don't need all these emails.
It's just everyone's obsessed with data now.
Yeah, it's just.
And so you think Amazon have just, so they bought the Roombas and they're giving them off at a really crazy cheap price now, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah,
like half price or something.
yeah.
Which is, they were so expensive before.
They were so expensive. Yeah, you have one, right?
I do, but I've got everyone, if you don't know, I take my data extremely seriously, and every little bit of my data that goes through my house runs off a separate computer network, which monitors the network for any data being sent across the Wi-Fi, and every single device that has internet in my house passes through this. I forget what they're called. It's kind of like a computer protocol that will tell you whether or not it can accept the data, if it's ad tracking or if it's just regular downloading data, or if it's ads. And if I look at my data on my computer and have a look at everything that's going through my router before it touches any device in my house, I can tell you for certain 20% of my data in my entire house gets blocked because it's ad tracking.
Wow.
And just on
That's
my
freaky.
phone alone, in the last, since March, since I got my new phone and installed the ad tracker, 1 million blocks have been happened on my phone. Blocked 1 million
That's
trackers.
so much.
1 million. Wow. In however couple of months.
I need to hook myself up with that. I'm scared now that you've just said this on the radio waves, on the airwaves. They're gonna bug your house.
Probably. Shoot a little stick duck and
soon, like they're gonna have a sniper on a rooftop across.
the shot,
as soon as you open the back window, just. And it's going to like be perfectly aligned in something.
And now it's in my shoulder.
Oh, it's in you. They put the bug in you.
Yeah, totally.
And then you get a call to just like, can you just walk around your house for us, right against the walls, and then just map your whole house.
It's that Simpsons skit where they see him. They're like, where they see him rotating in the oven, and they think, we got the exclusive thermal imaging of him, and it's when Homer peeled the thing off her butt.
Yeah. And he was like, he's rolling. It looks like he's rolling around his own juices or something.
Yeah, he's bathing his own juices. His body temperature's at 500 degrees, and it's just the turkey in the oven.
Yeah.
That was good.
The gummy Venus de Milo.
Yeah, the gummy Venus de Milo.
That picture of him all slobbery with his hand out. Oh, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So, are you upset by this news article about Amazon?
Look, I know it's hard because as their type of business model, it makes sense to do that type of shit. I mean,
You're getting a product at 50% off now because of it.
That, and at the same time, I can see that they would want to be the central hub for buying everything you want. Like they're at a point now where it's like almost like everything that you need in your life, one company.
Pretty much. You got the music streaming platform.
Yeah.
You've got the video streaming platform, but they don't have everything. But people are sleeping on Prime TV.
Oh, dude, there's originals
great
on there.
television. There's great television on there. They have so many sitcoms and shows.
And they got like big directors like Ridley Scott like making series.
They got the Lord
of
the Rings coming.
Hell yeah,
which is the most expensive show ever made at the moment. They're talking like $10-20 million an episode.
Insane.
Crazy. And they deliver to your house on weekends, after hours, same day delivery.
Yeah.
Even in Australia. They got the drones in America that fly to your house in 30 minutes.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's going to be next level, dude.
And they're trying to conquer space with penis-shaped spacecraft.
Yes. Hell yes.
Would you buy this product, the Roomba?
I personally wouldn't.
Just because of the data?
Because of the data. I do like the idea of it. Don't get me wrong.
I have one. Not a Roomba, but
I mean, look, it looks very handy. I like the idea of it, and look, at the same time, I'm saying it's because of data, but I'm not even doing what you're doing with the whole safety net and all that sort of stuff. So
I can install one for you. They're very easy to do. It's a set and forget situation.
Hook your boy up.
It's $100 all up.
I'll think about it.
Probably even less. Actually, I could probably install one for $50 in your house.
Okay.
And I would just need access to your router credentials.
Whatever company this is, sponsor us.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So I'm not scared of it personally because I've got it all blocked.
Yeah.
They can't track any of that with me.
For me, it's just like I'm just doing what I can to minimize the amount of data given out. Really, that's about it.
What surprised me the most was actually you would be totally susceptible to this, but how much data Netflix tries to pull from you.
Right.
So Netflix scan your TV. I've checked probably about once every minute, even when the TV's off.
Right.
And they see what you're watching.
Luckily, I don't have Netflix. It's only on the downstairs TV. Dude, bit of a sidetrack, but how shitty is this fucking Netflix bullshit about doing a streaming level which includes ads?
Yeah, but it's cheaper price.
Yeah, but see what they did with that? For the last year, every month they just kept ramping up the price. So when they say, "Oh, it's cheaper," it's like, no, you just kept bumping up the price to a point where now it sounds like it's cheaper, but that's how the cost it should be.
Do you know are they doing it here in Australia?
I think so. Yeah.
When is it already started?
No, it's not started yet. But I think it's going to be around like $10 or something.
Okay,
but it's the lowest. Whatever the lowest is right now, it's going to be a smidgen lower than that.
I won't do it.
I won't do it.
I'll fucking go back to torrenting.
I'm actually not.
Fuck you,
I'm not doing Netflix at all, just because.
Are you boycotting them?
I'm boycotting them. And I had already before I even heard of this because
they're stealing your data and selling it.
Stuff.
So that's bullshit in my opinion.
I'm a Prime boy. Stan's pretty good. Some good content on there. But at the same time, I don't really watch shows that much. I just watch movies.
Yeah. Okay. I watch a lot of shows. So. Yeah. I have Netflix. All my data's blocked. I will never pay for ad-free. I've heard people say you should not do an auto-renew subscription of any streaming service that you use.
Right.
Have it cancel after the month. If you're watching something, then renew it. But let all of them lapse and go. Say if you don't watch Stan for a month, let it not be renewed automatically for like 2 months. And then if you want to watch something, just renew it for 1 month and see how you go.
Right.
Don't let it automatically renew if you're not using them all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's how to get people right because they know that you're going to have multiple subscriptions to other businesses. So it's almost in their best interest that they have competition because then you forget about your subscription and they're still getting paid.
It's really expensive though now. Netflix is the most expensive one, but I understand
it got
they
stupid.
ramped up Stranger Things like crazy and all that. But if you just want Stranger Things, it's like renew it once every 3 years.
Dude, I remember when it came out, it was like $11, and now it's almost $20, and it's like
no, it's $24.
It's stupid. I remember every time it popped up. I remember the first time it popped up on the TV saying your subscription by blah 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 will now be $13, and I was like, but no reason why. It's just that, and then it just kept happening. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what is this? You're just going to just change the price just because?
Yeah, it's more than doubled in the last couple of years.
It's like Adobe.
But I understand it was crazy cheap at first. It was like $10.
Yeah, it was very cheap.
And everything was 4K. But here's my problem. Amazon do it for $6 and they have 4K.
Amazon, and you get it Prime. You get Prime.
You get Audible. And you get Audible.
Yeah, exactly. I signed up because of Prime. The
That
Prime
pays
Video,
itself off in one purchase for me.
The Prime Video is the bonus for me.
Yeah.
And it's like $7.
And it's 4K.
Amazing.
It's so good. So it's like you are kidding yourself if you think that's what it costs. But their profits are tanking.
Are they?
Netflix, yeah. They're their bank is going down a lot.
At Canes Festival recently, I think Netflix had a whole pop up, and there were apparently like the CEO at one stage was like, "Oh, we'll never do ads," and now he's leaning into it.
They all say that. Every company, think about Samsung going, "Oh, we've got we still got the headphone jack. Oh, it includes the headphone jack. Oh, we include the charger. Oh, well, we don't follow the trend like Apple. Next year, 6 months later, whatever it is, they copy the same shit. I hate it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're not doing this to save the environment. You're just seeing more profits, and I'm going to just do it.
Yeah. It's just a business at the end of the day for them.
Bullshit, man. And then they're like, oh, but we're saving costs on the phone. No, you're not. The phone will be cheaper then. No, it's not cheaper.
Yeah, it's over $1,000. What do you mean?
I think it's bullshit. So you're boycotting them completely now, Netflix.
Well, I was boycotting them just because, and this is on another tangent, which I won't go into, but it's just the content that they were putting out. There's just too much of an agenda behind a lot of the stuff I was watching, and I was like, look, you know what? I just want to watch. But this is their original stuff, by the way, which I just felt like there was way too much of an agenda behind it. Yeah.
I know a lot of people boycotted it over the weird sexual kids modeling thing that happened a little while ago.
Fucked. That was so fucked up. But yeah, let's not go down that tangent because that's a whole nother thing. But
redacted.
Yeah. Look, there's some good stuff on there, but at the same time, these streaming services just have the license of something for a while, and it just gets passed to another. So like, other than the originals, and because I don't watch shows, I'm not too fussed.
Yeah, I understand that, and hey, man, no judgment here, totally.
And there's plenty of movies out there that to watch that aren't Netflix originals, so you're not
completely. And you're a Blu-ray boy.
I'm a Blu-ray boy.
Yeah, and I respect that because the quality is.
And also, Netflix has the right to censor parts of film. They have the right to pull scenes out of films and stuff like that. I don't want to live in that world, dude. I want the movie exactly how it was when I watch it.
Yes,
that's why I'm a DVD and Blu-ray guy.
That's cool. Yeah. I really respect that, and no judgment. What I wanted to ask you about, though, maybe you don't know about it. We might not talk about it at all. The FBI raid on Donald Trump. Do you know about it?
I don't know about this.
You don't know about it at all?
I haven't heard about this.
Dude, the FBI raided Donald Trump's house in Florida.
Just because?
So a tip-off? I don't know anything about it, but let's look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Donald Trump. I don't really know anything about it. What's behind the FBI swoop on Donald Trump's Florida home? The wife told me she thought it was in regards to his old ex-wife died recently. And in a mysterious way.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard about that.
And so they think he's potentially like put the Gestapo on her.
Oh,
and then
right.
you were going to say some shit I didn't want to know.
Right.
And now we're raiding your home.
Interesting.
And Trump is like, they're on whatever social media platform.
Interesting. They do that.
They're raiding us. The political agenda is happening. It's nigh.
They do that, but then like all the messed up stuff about like Clinton and no one bats an eye.
Yeah, I know. And what about the Biden and the laptop? Hunter Biden's laptop. Yeah. It's like, we can't get the data. It's gone. Well.
Oh, the emails are deleted.
Whether the DOJ is no longer scared of republics or the January 6th hearings have changed things, Trump is the subject of a serious criminal inquiry. It's remarkable that it didn't leak. A story of this magnitude, the FBI raiding the compound of the former president, executing a search warrant in connection with a criminal investigation. It's the kind of story that every well-connected reporter in Washington would usually have heard about. But the major papers seemed surprised on Monday night, scrambling to catch up as the story unfolded. In the end, the person who broke the news was Donald Trump himself, posting on his own somewhat anemic mega blogging platform, Truth Social. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate, Trump said. They even broke into my safe.
Oh, that's pretty messed up. But I guess they got a warrant.
They got a warrant. Of course they're going to take it. If the Justice Department and the FBI were able to keep news of the raids from leaking, it implies that they are treating the investigation into Trump with extreme caution. A raid on such a high-profile and polarizing political figure would have been approved and monitored by officials that at the very top, at the very least, the agencies would have had to get a warrant from a federal judge. The raid is a significant escalation of the department relationship with Trump. It's now difficult to think, as many of us long did, that the DOJ is unwilling to make Trump himself the object of a serious criminal inquiry. Why now? Supposedly, the raid carried out by pursuant to Trump's improper handling of classified documents, the former president has long been dogged by accusations that 15 boxes of secret material came with him from the White House to a Mar-a-Lago after he was finally forced to leave office in January of 2021, a move that would violate federal codes governing the destruction or removal of such materials.
What it sounds like to me, he took some stuff that they're worried about.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get it. What my question is for someone who is in the hotel game and would have houses all over around the world, getting a warrant is very specific. Like
to that house?
It's to that house.
Yeah.
How do you get a warrant on someone's house and how do they know which house to target?
They must have been monitoring him for a while or
That's
bugging
terrible,
him,
right?
Bugging him for a while to go, where's these documents
Yeah,
kept?
which house is the house that we want to
But
make
the
sure
FBI
that...
do that.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy,
what they have
right?
to do.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
So, should I keep reading?
Up to you.
Okay.
I get the gist of it.
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to know. Oh, it's really long.
Yeah, that's a long article.
No, I won't read.
We'll switch it up. But that, wow, that's pretty crazy. So, I mean, look.
So, thinking he's taking some secret documents.
He's never been afraid to leak some information. So, do you reckon he'll leak something juicy? And they're trying to get the documents back before he...
I feel like if he's going to leak it, he would have just done it already.
On his own platform.
I feel like he would have done it already.
Oh, he probably knows the consequences, and also he's probably in fear for his life because that's when you get assassinated for that. You get a JFK'd.
Well, yeah, the wife was saying she thinks it's linked to potentially this unexpected death that's happened recently. More so,
well,
this is...
You and me have her... I mean, we can't really discuss it on the podcast, but we know what's going on up the top there.
Oh,
yeah. Sus things.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. So, interesting terms, I think.
Yeah.
What do you got for me, boy?
I got a little bit of a conspiracy.
Ooh, I love it.
Called the 23 Enigma.
Okay. Oh, it's like number 23.
Number 23, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. So I actually, I watched the movie years and years ago, and I never knew that it was...
You liked it?
I liked it. Actually, I thought it was really good.
I thought it was really good too.
Yeah.
Rated terribly, but I loved it. And I thought Jim Carrey was great in it.
Oh, so good. I found a lot of comedians are very good at serious roles. Sometimes they get pigeonholed, but Jim Carrey and like Adam Sandler, they've had some pretty good roles in the past.
Not like David Spade.
No, you know what? Yeah, David Spade, you would never be able to take seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was centered around the movie, but apparently it is a phenomenon, and there's forums dedicated to it. There's people that just constantly update these pages of just like their experiences with the number 23. And for those of you that don't know, it's the whole thing is just a belief in the significance of the number 23. People see the number 23 in everything, and here's a couple of examples, and some of these I find are quite reaching.
Okay.
So each parent contributes 23 chromosomes of DNA to a child. It takes 23 seconds of blood to circulate throughout the entire body. There are 23 letters in the Latin alphabet. Julius Caesar was stabbed 23 times when he was assassinated. Earth's axis is off by 23.5 degrees, 5 being made up of 2 and 3.
Okay.
The distance from the center of Mars to its nearest moon is
5 can be made up of 4 and 1 as well.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. So, like the distance from the center of Mars to the nearest moon is 23,500 kilometers. In the movie, you remember the guys, like if you end up looking for something, you end up seeing it. That's it.
If I tried to find the number 5 or 10 in everything I could.
Yeah. If you give something power, it kind of takes on the power.
You're looking for that.
Yeah.
It's like when we look for Garfield. You see it everywhere.
Exactly. And by the way, for our lovely listeners out there, let us know if you have been seeing Garfield, because Daniel and I, non-stop. We see him everywhere. I'd say almost weekly,
and more than The Simpsons.
Yeah, way more than The Simpsons.
He's in everything.
I don't see
he's
Simpsons
in
that
shows.
much. Yeah,
he's in backgrounds of things. He's in comic characters. People say his name a lot more.
Yeah, I was watching. Right now I'm currently watching Sopranos, and I sent a screenshot to Daniel. There was a scene, and there was a card in the background, and it was a Garfield card, and I'm just seeing Garfield everywhere. And people that listen to the show that I know in real life, they're seeing Garfield as well.
He's everywhere. He is the number 23. Is the number 23?
Oh, we're gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so freaky.
Okay, keep going. Keep talking.
But yeah. I mean, I was just going over that. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think there is some power to the number 23?
Are these people unwell that are doing the research on these websites and platforms? Are they really unwell and just really psychotic and really obsessed with this number?
But you could also take it from the point of view that they're spiritual, like the type of people that like will see like, oh, that's my angel's number, and they see that everywhere, and they're like, my angel's looking over me.
Yeah.
So you got those two types of people.
Sure.
People that are like, you gotta believe me, man. I saw 23 cars today, or there's someone that was like, it's a sign from God.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like if you count or you're looking for numbers, you're reaching for something.
I think so. I mean, it's like when you get a new car and you see that car everywhere.
You see it everywhere.
I think it possibly that. But it is interesting about how, and you know, those listeners out there, have a look up the significance of number 23. There is a lot.
The 23 chromosomes and all that stuff. But I'm sure if I looked at that and went, well, the number 77, it's probably, you can get 77 ligaments in your hands or, you know, something like that.
Sometimes, like, I like to believe those things, like the pyramids and the significance of that maths in correlation with
planets,
just everything in life, Earth, the solar system, the universe. I believe that stuff and the significance of those numbers, because it's too precise, it's too significant, and it's too relatable to what it is and where it is and what we think it's for. But then things like this, I don't know.
Could be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
But I don't doubt there's probably, if you look, there's a lot of stuff that revolves around the number 23. I'm sure if you looked, it would be very interesting to see. I just wonder how far do you go down that rabbit hole before you start really becoming mentally unwell?
Well, yeah, like what I was thinking was like, you know how like maths comes into play when you're trying to understand the universe, and then it comes down to like quantum physics and stuff. Mm-hmm. I understand that you could whittle it down to numbers, and maybe that number is significant within the universe, and we're just seeing patterns. But then, you know, I can't imagine anyone on our brain level would be able to make that connection. I feel like you'd have to be an astrophysicist or quantum physicist to really know what the true number is, and it'd probably be way more precise than that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine our ape-like numbers have significance in the universe.
I would say more relevant to figure out pi or something like that.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Try and figure out why that number is so important.
Yeah.
And why we can't reach an end of it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I guess it's trying to find like a perfect circle, which doesn't exist. And how far do you have to go down to atoms to get that perfect circle?
Yeah.
How many numbers you have to go? Like even the world's supercomputer can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, which is crazy.
Yeah. Have you heard of, I'm worried that I've already brought this up on the podcast. Have you heard of there's two types of infinity?
No.
There's the infinity that we know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infinite. And then there's the uncountable infinity, which is 0.0000000. It never reaches that 1.
Oh,
because it's infinitely trying to reach the first count.
Yes.
So it's
I haven't heard of that,
uncountable
but that makes
infinite
sense to me. Yeah.
So you can count it, and there's uncountable, and that freaks me out.
Yeah.
It's like an infinite of nothing.
Yeah, it's such a weird concept.
Nothing's taking off. That's freaky.
It's such a weird concept that you can't. You can't get there.
You can't get there. You can never start counting because it's just 0.000, and
you can't actually have 0.
I don't like that. I remember talking to my friend years and years ago about this, and he brought it up with me, and I still scratch my head with it. And he was like, "What is the time in between the second? Like, is there a point if you can whittle that time down?" Like the second hand ticks over. Is there a center point in between those 2 seconds where time is nothing?
Oh, you're just trying to count the exact second between the. You're trying to get the second so precise,
right in between.
That you're trying to figure out that moment where they perfectly overlap. That'd be the uncountable.
That would be the uncountable.
That would be the uncountable because you can't get that precise.
You can't get that middle point between the seconds.
Yeah. The closest thing we got is an atomic clock, and that thing is like 0.00000000001 accuracy of a second.
And that's like, would you say that is that there's no time in that space, or there is time and we just don't know what's going on?
There's no time. I would say your time is irrelevant. Time is made up.
Right.
Time is a made up construct by humans to say, well, this is how long something takes.
Yeah, yeah. Because we have
time to an ant or to a thing is totally different.
Yeah, because we have the Planck length. That's the shortest distance we can measure.
Yeah.
And I think I talked to you about this offline, but I remember how the wavelength of like different radio waves or X-rays. I hope I'm not butchering this, but like the heat waves given off. Essentially, the more energy you put into something, the shorter the wavelength is.
Yeah.
And there's a point where if you keep pumping energy into something, the wavelength gets shorter and shorter and shorter to the point of like a Planck length, which is the shortest distance we can measure. Mm-hmm. And then anything further than that, it gets hotter than time itself.
Oh, yeah.
And that trips me out because I'm like, what does it like? Does it reverse back? Does it overlap back over itself, or does it just hit a point and then you can't get any smaller than that?
You just won't be able to go anymore. Like it'll just not happen.
Then
like
it gets beyond like the universe. Quantum physics, right?
Yeah, quantum physics, where it's like you're really defying time and space, really.
Yeah.
Which seems to be possible to a degree, right?
I've only just started really dabbling within like what quantum physics are and stuff like that, and it's just tripping me out, dude. Like the whole thing of like things happen because we observe them and things like that.
They've already got a quantum computer.
That's so freaky.
Which is so bizarre. So, you know how it works, right?
No.
So, Google have one, IBM have one, and I think Amazon have one.
Right.
Quantum computer is, you know how you got binary digits? Like, so, you know, for an instance, to get the letter A or whatever it is, it's like 00000, and then you'd be like 00001, 0002, 0003, and you put enough of them together. They make words and hexadecimals and stuff like that. And then on that level, you go up from machine code to... So the first people that ever invented a computer wrote in zeros and ones.
Crazy.
So they were just going on a paper, 0001, program into the computer, 0001, 0002, 0001, 001,
wow, dude. Imagine learning that language.
They learned in machine code. Yeah. But then we eventually leveled up and we go, now we got the languages that interact with the languages for computers.
Yeah. Pretty
much you'd say a computer that can do a calculation, which is like, you know, 1 + 1 = 2, right? You'll type that to the computer and the computer will go 0.0001 plus 0001 equals blah, blah, blah. And they get to that level. You assign the binary and the hexadecimals and our decimal system to the computer and it calculates that.
Yeah.
So in the binary system in computer, it's 0 or 1. What they've done with quantum computers is get the chip of a computer so cold. They put liquid nitrogen and it's the amount of technology needed to get the machine this cold. They get it so cold that the computer's CPU enters the quantum realm.
What?
And the computer CPU can enter a state where the computer can no longer predict whether it's in 0 or 1. It's in a state of both at the same time.
I don't even understand that, dude.
Yeah, I know.
What?
I barely have an understanding of it. So essentially, the computer can be a state of 0 or 1 or both. So it's essentially inventing like a third binary system.
You're telling me it's like you're freezing the CPU to a point where it can't compute.
No,
it's in a state of its own, like...
That it can compute so fast that it defies time itself.
Right. And it has the processing power to do that.
Once you get it that cold, the computer's processing power goes fucking through the roof because it can compute before time has actually taken place, essentially.
Do they have to build a specific CPU for that? Or is just freezing a CPU
and
can let it perform like that? And because they can't
predict whether what it's calculating is correct or incorrect because both things are happening simultaneously, it is calculating the incorrect and the correct at the same time. It has to do it a couple times and verify the results.
Oh, you can do it a couple times. All right,
the calculation has to happen a couple times to make sure that it's legit calculating and error checking itself to make sure that what it's determining is not false.
Right. That is
so the computer's at like negative 300 degrees Celsius or something. And the amount of technology in the room and the amount of pumps and liquid nitrogen being forced onto this computer CPU is crazy. But they showed the calculating power of something that cold. You've got like regular home computer, the world's fastest computer, and then they scale it down. The world's fastest computer gets scaled down to this, and it says, picture you've got an uncrackable code on your computer, and it would take a normal computer maybe 100,000 years to crack it. Quantum computer cracks it in like 2 seconds.
Wow.
So they say once quantum computing happens to the average person, it's like you could hack the Pentagon in like a second.
Right.
That's how powerful it is.
Didn't I don't know if it's a quantum computer, but wasn't there a computer released for the public just recently that anyone can ask it questions and let it compute for them?
What do you mean?
Just recently, there was a computer released to the public.
That's all just cooling the CPU.
Dude, that looks like... You know what that looks like? What's his name?
That's some Skynet shit.
Let me see if I can bring him up. What's his name? MODOK. Dude.
MODOK? Oh, yeah.
The Marvel villain?
Yeah.
That looks like MODOK. He's a quantum computer for sure. That's the early stages of MODOK.
Quantum computers are machines that use the properties of quantum physics to store data and perform computations. It's extremely advantageous for certain tasks where they could vastly outperform even our best supercomputers. Harness the power of quantum mechanics as the superposition, interface, and entanglement devices that perform quantum computations known as quantum computers. There are several models for doing quantum computation, with the most widely used being quantum circuits. Other models include quantum Turing machine, quantum annealing, adiabatic quantum computation. Most models are based on the quantum bit or the qubit, which is somewhat analogous to the bit, where qubit could be in the 1 or 0 quantum state or the superposition of the 1
languages, dude.
and the 0 states.
You tripped out, dude. You just went into a different language. Come back. Yeah, you back? Dude, you just went into like a different void for a second there.
Too powerful.
The words you were saying, you sounded like an adult when you were a kid. You're just not even, I'm not just not taking it in.
Just like a very summed up.
Check this out, dude. Yeah. Advanced quantum computer made available to the public for the first time, June 1st this year.
Wow. Okay,
so
cool.
You can, computer capable of achieving quantum advantage. I actually didn't know it was a quantum computer until just you were talking about it, but anyone over the internet can use it. So
What's
the quantum
it called?
computer, what's it called? Let's have a look. I can't see it.
Quantum computer is 158 million times faster than the most sophisticated supercomputer in the world today. 158 million times quicker.
It encodes information in pulses of light, has solved a task in 36 microseconds that would take the best supercomputer at least 9,000 years to complete.
Right?
It's ridiculous. That sounds ridiculous.
You've never heard of these?
I have never heard of that. Or I had no idea that that's the amount of stuff that had to happen for it to even operate. And that sounds like where science and like and mysticism meet.
Straight up. It's just magic. We're like breaking the time.
Yeah.
We're literally breaking time to compute calculations.
Dude. Wow. That's freaky.
Also, imagine trying to figure this out where you're just cooling things so far down that all of a sudden it's like, hang on, this thing is both doing things at the same time. How do we get there?
I can't imagine the brain to even come up with something like that. That's crazy advanced thinking to me. I mean, just that when you were reading all that stuff just then, it was just in one ear and out the other. That was
I know what superposition is. I did physics at school. I came third.
God. Hey.
Quantum computer device.
That was the same language I heard earlier. Dude, on a completely unrelated note, this is a shower thought I had the other day, and kind of the opposite to cold thoughts. Do you think that...
Cold thoughts? It's like you're going super... Dude, you think when you go super cold, maybe if you have a cold enough shower, you will enter the quantum realm and your brain will just be like...
Dude.
You know that meme? You know the meme? It's like...
Yeah.
That is what happens with cold showers.
Dude, that's why all the entrepreneurs want to have cold showers, dude.
That's it.
Crack the fucking code, dude.
That's it. I'm ramping up
Boys,
my cold showers.
do that 4 a.m. wake up, get your bag.
Negative 200 degrees.
Yeah. Shower in liquid nitrogen.
Showers.
Quantum showers.
We're going to be selling people quantum showers.
Hell yeah, dude.
Unlock your mind and shit.
That's awesome. We're gonna host seminars.
Yeah.
And
the quantum shower.
And everyone sits in the seat and they get showered with quantum water.
Just wait, your brain will unlock.
And we're going to sell quantum water bottled up.
Doesn't matter. We've killed 5,000 people.
Nice.
We're going to
get
there.
Nice.
We're going to be those Russian dudes that do the experiments in the world.
For every death, we absorb the knowledge. It's okay.
That's it. So what are you going to say?
I had this thought, dude, and it's a half-baked thought. Do you think the invention of fire or utilizing fire really came about by figuring out how to create it, or was there already an understanding of fire existing and humans or apes trying to get there? Because you would have seen it naturally occurring as a primate, wild bushfires from heat. You would have seen lightning strike a tree and fire. So fire would be visible to these creatures for a long time. They probably knew, they already had probably a fear of it because they know it causes devastation, it causes loss, it causes death. Mm-hmm. So did humans really, just cling rocks together and go, ooh, fire? Or they're like, oh, I've made the shit that we know about. I made it. I harnessed it.
I think that they would have definitely seen it.
Yeah.
In wild, because bushfires, lightning strikes the ground, bushfires are happening for years naturally.
Because I always keep hearing growing up when man created fire, but it's said in a way where it's like we created it. I reckon we already knew about it. We just figured out how to harness it to create it on a command. Yeah,
I think that's what it was. It was very rare occurrence, I think, when it did happen. But bushfires happen, spontaneous combustion
it's very
all the
common.
time, especially in Australia.
Indigenous Australians purposefully backburn. They knew how to backburn areas and
we're talking caveman though, pretty much.
I'm talking before
Homo sapien.
And that led me to another thought. Do you think modern apes have a fear of fire? Instinctually, do they know if you had a fire in the apes? Do you think they would be like, "Oh, what is this?" Or would they be like, "I know what this is"?
I think it depends on the scale of it. If they saw a small one, they might be interested and be like, "Ah, it's warm."
Really?
Because like dogs and stuff can go up to, and it's dumber than an ape.
But we know it, and
dogs will go up to a fire and sit next to it because it's quite warm at a cold night. Like my dog sits in front of the heater. He loves it.
I'm talking, apes are quite more intelligently advanced than
I think if it's going out of control, they're scared of it. But I think they'd be very curious if it just was in a small contained area. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'd say they'd be quite curious about it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
maybe fear at first if they've never seen it.
Yeah. But it's a curiosity. Like any animal, they'd be like, I got to touch it.
Yeah, figure it out. It's like when you put a mirror in the wild. Every animal's usually scared at first. Then they come to terms with it and go, oh yeah, it's my reflection, just like in water.
Yeah. I would like to see that though. I would like to see if wild apes, how they react with fire.
I'm sure there's experiments done.
Maybe. And then then I wonder, like, is that instinctual? Is that something that's ingrained in us?
So, what do you think would have? So you're just assuming, though, your initial thought was that we harnessed the fire that we saw.
Yeah, I don't think man created fire. I think we just figured out how to do it on command.
Yeah, but I think fire's been around forever.
Exactly.
Volcanoes and stuff.
That's why I feel like, the way it's said is like, when we did that, that's when shit changed, which is true. But, and at the same time, I don't really know the if there was no even language at that time, could they really even compute thoughts like that? Like, I'm recreating something.
Dolphins and apes seem to have a pretty advanced language. Like, they can organize coups amongst each other. That's how advanced their language is.
Yeah.
Like, they plan an overthrowing of the most powerful chimp at a certain time, and they'll get the others to do a backstab in that moment. And they've been planning this apparently for months.
It blows my mind.
They have an advanced language like that, right? And
yeah,
dolphins
are very intelligent.
What I've seen a dolphin do was that they
play games.
They play games, but listen to this. So they went and they said to one of the dolphins, training them for SeaWorld. I've never been to SeaWorld. I will never go to SeaWorld because I think it's absolutely cruel.
It's disgusting.
Keeping the killer whales and shit in there. Yeah. Terrible, in my opinion. They went up to a dolphin and they said to the dolphin, I want you to do this trick, right? And it did the trick, was like, go underwater, do 2 spins, jump out of the water, do a double backflip, something like that. They got it to do it. But then they said to the dolphin, I want you to teach another dolphin that trick, and I want you guys to do it together. It was able to, in one go, communicate exactly what the other dolphin needed to do, and they both did it simultaneously on the first try.
That's incredible. Wow.
That's how advanced their communication is. It went up to it, went beep, 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 beep. The other one's like, cool, got it. And they both did it, and they both got a treat.
Wow, dude, that's insane.
How smart is this animal? And we got them in a cage. Dude, do you know their brains are bigger than ours and they're more complicated than our own?
They are on another level, dude.
They probably have way more intelligence than us in some regard.
They probably do. I think they are quite advanced. I mean, we probably just don't really understand how advanced they probably are. They're probably just on a completely different level, dude. I think, isn't that why, like, people make jokes about, like, isn't the Simpsons episode of, like, the dolphins rising up? Like, they are very advanced. Like, I think they're the only creature in the world that has sex for pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe chimps. I don't know.
But chimps as well. But yeah.
But dude, to have a bigger brain than our own is like no other animals. Even like you look at a shark's brain, it's like this.
But I guess they're a mammal, right? You got to compare mammals.
Yeah, but a chimp's brain is smaller.
Yeah.
And theirs is bigger, but not only is it bigger, like a whale's brain is quite large, I think.
Yeah, well,
but because of its size.
Scale. Yeah.
But a dolphin is like a little bit bigger than a person, but it's more complicated. Right. So they think they even have more crazy potential, more intelligent thoughts than we can have.
Wow, that's so cool.
Because you look at them, they're more dense and lots more corners and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I'll bring it up on the screen.
Let's check that out.
But a random fact I came across the other day, and I remembered it, and I thought would be really interesting to you. And then I have a story I want to tell you.
Yeah, sure.
Did you know that the time between us to the Tyrannosaurus Rex is smaller than the Tyrannosaurus Rex to the Stegosaurus?
Yes, I
you did know this.
I only know that because I remember people getting shitty at like Jurassic Park and stuff, lumping the same dinosaurs that are in completely different eras into the same, acting like they're the same in the same era.
Yeah.
When there was like clearly like massive chunks of time.
They didn't exist together.
They did not exist at the same timeline.
It took like another 400 million years to get from the Stegosaurus to the Tyrannosaurus.
Dinosaurs are fascinating, dude. Like, I feel like we should be exploring more into that history as well. Like, I remember, did you see they gave professional like zoologists skeletons of animals that are alive right now and said these are dinosaur skeletons. Recreate what this dinosaur looked like, and they drew these animals in the most fucked up way because they shrink wrap the skin to the skeleton and stuff, and that's why we're saying none of the dinosaurs that we have an understanding of, like visually, we don't know what they look like because there's
You can't
fat
make
and
up the
muscle.
cartilage.
Yeah, you don't know what it looks like.
An elephant from a skeleton, you'd never be able to kind of go, well, how long is that trunk? And what does it look like?
I'll bring up the photos another time. But yeah, if you look that up, dude, like these animals, like a llama and stuff, they look so ridiculous, dude, because these people are like picturing what they look like as a dinosaur from based on the skeletons. And it just goes to show like a lot of them could have had feathers and that sort of stuff. Have you heard of this theory of the T-Rex being a dragon?
Oh, I didn't read about a dragon. I read about a bird.
Right.
It had feathers and stuff, and it was actually quite a big bird.
And yeah, we haven't never found a full fossil of a T-Rex. A lot of the T-Rexes that you see in museums,
it has wings?
It's like you have little bits and pieces like a leg and a skull, and they've just pieced together the rest. And they're saying that it doesn't make sense for a large creature like that to have such small hands. What they could be are the little appendage hands that are on top of the wingspan, like pterodactyls and stuff have, and bones that birds have, or any aerial animals have, porous bones. So they would never fossilize; they would break down in an instant. So you would never have the fossil remains of a wingspan of something that big, but you would have the little claws that were left next to the body of it.
Interesting. I'd love to know. I'd love to go back in time and be like, oh, we had it totally wrong.
Why does every race have their own type of dragon? It's very interesting.
Yeah,
Asia has dragons. England has their own type of dragon.
Now, why is that?
I think that, look,
Existed at some
we'll
point.
have that. We'll have that. I know I've been saying this for so many podcasts, but we'll do our research. We'll do that episode where we talk about what we think history was like. And I really am on the side of believing we are a race with amnesia, man. I think we went on way longer, advanced wise. I think we have a longer history than we think, and particular powers that be have put the kibosh on that. But and who's to say like just diluted information was like not that these dinosaurs or things that are like dinosaurs were flying around and there were supermassive predators. And I remember hearing someone explaining how like fire breathing could just be translated from maybe acid being spat out and that burning the skin.
Yes.
And burnt
it's
skin
like all
was
lost
like
in
fire.
translation.
It's just lost in translation.
And we have no text from...
Because we have animals right now, snakes that spit venom and that burns you.
Yeah.
So who's to say that people writing down or telling stories about how this lizard flying in the sky breathed fire and spat on me and like burnt my skin was just acid being sprayed up from a reptilian
Very interesting.
creature.
I've never heard that theory, and that's really cool. Man, I would love to go back in time and see how much... There's no way we're getting it right. There's no way.
I think we're so wrong, dude.
Yeah.
So wrong. Our whole... I think we're just
There's so much
off it.
evidence of like advanced civilizations that just get lost, or they get stamped out by another civilization and burnt to the ground. Look what the Spaniards did. Fucking crazy.
It's disgusting.
And that's just what we know.
Yeah.
The story I wanted to tell you, very interesting, by the way, and I believe that you're on the money in terms of like there's so much we don't know, especially like, mythical creatures just being these huge gargantuan things that lived. Look at the world's biggest bird that lived like a couple 100 or 1,000 years ago. It's enormous. Yeah. It's like bigger than a truck.
And if you look at any of those old maps and illustrations from when people were actually like modern people were starting to charter the world, they're running into all these creatures and civilizations that are all illustrated and stuff. They have these drawn down. Why would people back then, when paper wasn't even a commodity that like you could just burn paper like and scribble shit out. Yeah. Everything had to be thought through when there was dotted down. Why would they be drawing mythological creatures and shit?
That's right.
For fun.
For funsies. And
I don't think so.
Wasn't invented like it is now.
Maps and stuff were showing a lot more than they do now.
Yeah. Interesting, right? Look at this bird.
That's insane, dude.
And that's just even a couple 100 years ago, I think.
Megalodon. Have you seen the teeth of a megalodon?
Yeah, I know.
It's ridiculous.
I know.
I can't believe that, dude. There's a picture of someone standing in the jaw of a megalodon.
It'd like swallow a bus.
You would swim into its mouth.
And you wouldn't even know.
You wouldn't even know. You just swim into its mouth. Oh my God. Imagine seeing that in the ocean.
It's like
that would be like when you're that Mario episode, that level.
Yeah.
There's
you brought it back. I don't know how you do that every time.
It's scary.
I had another story, but I remembered one just now, so I wanted to
lay both of them on me.
It's a quick one.
Lay both of them on me.
And we're going to run out of time. I only got the time for the one. I'll save the other one for the next one. Extension. So, I was remembering this when I was talking about alien abductions.
Yeah.
And was something potentially weird happened to me when I was a kid, and I thought I'd bring it up. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something.
I'm excited, dude.
All right. I was probably about 1 year old when this happened.
Yeah.
My mum talks about it a lot. She's always brought this up. She played hide and seek with me, and when I was a kid, and I don't know if she was playing hide and seek with me. I don't remember. I think I feel like she was playing hide and seek with me. I don't know if I got the story 100% right, but I'm 1 year old. I don't even think I understood what hide and seek was, maybe, but the idea was, I think, that I would go and hide somewhere, and then I would, she would quickly find me, and it was very obvious everywhere I'd hide and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was 1, so I wasn't that mobile to do a lot around the house. But she said she was playing with me, and then I disappeared all of a sudden. She said she was looking around the house for, I think, about 30 minutes.
Oh, she would have been panicking.
She was checking everywhere, and she was screaming out.
Yeah, you'd be frantic. Oh
She
my
was
God.
screaming out that I was like not doing anything. Like I wasn't coming out. She was like screaming. She was about to call the police going, I've lost my child.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know how. She checked all the windows, all locked, all the doors locked. I couldn't have left. She started going on the
You would
street.
have been a toddler?
I was a toddler,
Yeah.
man. My brother, I don't think, was even
2 or
born at
3.
the time. I think I was 1. Because
1?
my brother wasn't born, and my brother are 18 months apart.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So I don't think I was even born. She
Yeah.
said I was really young. That's what was concerning. And that, how did I get away? And she said, I'm pretty sure she said it was about 30 minutes before she found me.
Wow, that's so... You'd be so scared.
30 minutes.
And the house isn't a freaking mansion.
It's
Like, you
not.
know, it's just a...
And she said that she was checking everywhere, checking the cupboards, and she wasn't just like, you know, oh, Daniel, where are you? She's so fucking,
Yeah.
Daniel, fucking answer me now, like screaming at the top of her lungs. And she said after 30 minutes, I just popped out from under the pillows in the bed.
Do you reckon you knew what you were doing?
No, but my theory is that, like, dude, maybe I was fucking abducted by aliens or some shit. And like, I had no idea, because for me, I don't feel like I would have, one, been able to get up on the bed as a 1 year old very easily. It was a big king, like a big double bed. And the other thing is, like, a kid would hear their fucking parent screaming at them for an like
the kid
30
would know the
minutes.
tone, and then they'd be scared, and then be like, okay.
But
well,
the
game's
story is
over.
that, like, she's checked everywhere. Then all of a sudden, I'm just like come out of the pillows and just go like, yeah. And also, like, how as a baby could I have covered myself enough to be like really
To know what you're doing.
to know what I was doing?
Do you...
And it ties up with that thing of like I'm just playing like, you know, fun with this, but
Yeah, well, we don't know exactly what happened.
The thing of like kids go missing for a while, and people have said that they go missing for a while, then all of a sudden they pop out of nowhere. 30 whole minutes, I'm gone. My mum is screaming at the top of her lungs.
It was a really, really cold day, and you slipped into the quantum realm.
Swept into the quantum realm.
Just for a second.
I thought that was really, really interesting. topic
How
for me.
did she tell
it's
you
the only
how your
time she's
demeanor
like,
was when you popped back out? Were
here
you
I
happy?
am. I've never asked her what I said specifically, but she's like, here I am. I went to sleep. And I was like,
Wow.
I feel like I would have just fucking jumped into the bed in hide and seek and just gone right to sleep.
No, you wouldn't have.
And then like,
I
my
don't even
mum
know how a
shouting
1-year-old...
my name, and I
Yeah.
just woke up. And another thing happened. That exact thing happened to my sister
Really?
when she was about 11, and my sister disappears for about 40 minutes, and we are searching the neighborhood going, do you know where like my sister is? We're like, no.
It's scary when you have to go out of the house.
And what happened was that this is what happened. Same exact thing. That was me scratching my
Okay.
neck. Sorry. Same exact thing. We're searching the house. She's gone. I've searched everywhere. I searched her room. I searched her bed. I searched her cupboards. I was in her room completely. We had the entire family, 4 of us, looking for her because we thought she's hurt or
And you weren't playing a game.
no.
Just gone
We
out.
were just trying to find her.
Right.
We weren't playing with her at all. And so we look at her, and maybe she can tell me a different part of the story that happened, but I just remembered it now. We were searching for about 40 minutes, screaming the house down, going, you know, calling her name. Hey, where are you? We're trying to find you. We're yelling. We're in the neighborhood. We asked the neighbors, have you seen her? No. Okay, where could she be? after 40 minutes of us getting concerned, and my dad was looking too. And so it wasn't time to mess around where dad's getting upset.
You can hear the tone of the voice. Even if you're a kid, if you know, you can hear the tone of the voice. You're like, okay, there's no more games anymore. We're going to snap out of it.
Yeah. And it was well beyond that of you better answer us now or you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Like this is getting serious.
Yeah.
We thought she's hurt. I hear her eventually go, hey. And I'm like, what? And she goes, hey, I'm here. And I go, okay. Like, and I look and she was just said she was lying on the side of her bed on the floor. She was probably about 10 or 11 at the time.
Sleeping?
She said she was asleep. And
Why
she just
on
fell
the side?
asleep.
Why on the side of the bed?
Why on the side of the bed? Also, I checked there and you weren't there, and there's no way. The bed gap was like this. You can't squeeze under the bed. And I checked her cupboard and I checked her thing, and no one, because we're all searching the house simultaneously. There's no way she could have run into a room and just hid. But she genuinely looked like she just woke up. And I'm like, where the fuck have you been?
Because like even if you did fall asleep, why would you fall asleep on the floor when you're right on your bed?
That's right. Why would you have collapsed on the floor? The bed was not touched. It's not like she was on the bed, started on the bed and fell off.
Like I was going to say, what if she fell off and then like knocked herself out for a bit?
But I was in her room multiple times looking around the room going,
and rooms aren't that big.
Dude,
like,
she had a room
had a bed
probably this size.
Yeah.
And I just peeked my head around the corner and she's not there. It's no way I could have missed her. But she disappeared for about 40 minutes. And then she's just like, I was sleeping. And I'm like, there's no way you were sleeping.
Try and find out what her memory of that event is.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
but maybe I'm thinking like you were straight up abducted by aliens, bro. And
your family was targeted for a bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So weird that she just popped into that existence. And just like the Men in Black thing, she just pops into existence. Because I remember looking there and I'm like, you were not there before.
And for both of you to have that type of experience where you just blip out for a second. Very scary.
Very interesting. Don't know what it is, but like, there's no way my sister was hiding, man. It was well beyond that.
Wow.
I got to ask her about it and say, well, what was that? Were you asleep? Because the way she woke up, we all asked her multiple times, what were you doing? She's like, I'm just sleeping. I'm like, there's no way you can sleep that heavy.
No way. And
I was in your room.
And at the same time, why are you on the floor?
That's right. It was such a weird scenario.
Wow. Let me know what she says.
Yeah, that was super interesting. I'm like, you've been abducted, son.
Yeah.
We could be targeted.
That's scary.
Anyway, that's all we got time for.
Bummer, man. I'm look. You know what? Next episode, we're gonna have to get straight into that story because I need to hear about it. Remember, write that down.
I do have it on my list.
Write this down.
I didn't even touch the 2 topics I wanted.
Oh, sorry. I must have overridden.
No. It was so fun just flowing.
Well, yeah, we talked on some pretty cool stuff today. Wow. Well, thank you for listening, everyone. We'll catch you on the next episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and catch you on the next episode of Double Dose.
Catch you guys. Love you. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.